to the Footballing Question podcast. We're back after a long break. You may notice there's a few changes. One, Ash isn't here, he's not available. Two, we're not in the studio, we're in a new location. This is actually the house me and Jordan live in. We've got, my new mic. I thought, Joe, we don't need the studio. This is a lot easier for us to conveniently record. Sorry if it's a bit annoying, but that's the state of affairs. Just for this week, we'll be back in the studio next week. So, no complications there. Anyway, we are back.
Yes.
Some things have happened since.
Couple of things.
One, World Cup final.
Yeah.
Argentina won the World Cup.
Best World Cup final in a long time, I think. In a very long time.
I can't
Entertainment-wise.
In terms of entertainment, I don't think there's been a better World Cup since the turn of the millennium.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's been a better one. I mean, goals, went to a shootout. It's only the second World Cup final to go to a shootout.
Mm-hmm.
It is just that was insane. And obviously Messi won it, which that was the cherry on top of the cake.
Messi won it. Mbappe balling out though.
Mbappe, yeah,
Second player to score a hat-trick in the final.
With him scoring the hat-trick and Messi winning it, I almost felt like the passing on of the guard. Like, here, I finally won the World Cup. Now, you go be the future GOAT. It kind of felt like that, but still, mad final.
Yeah.
Yeah. Qatar, it was a pretty good World Cup, weren't it? I mean, despite all the things talking about it, it ended up being quite good. But anyway, we're going to move on and just ask a simple question. Jordan, what is your favourite moment of the season so far?
I've got two in mind. And I'm going to go for one, but I'm going to give an honourable mention to the other one. The honourable mention is Man United beating Arsenal. Because I think that is 100% fair. I think
to be fair, not gonna lie, looking back, it looks better the more and more you look back at it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my honourable mention. But the main one, Man United beating Liverpool. No one gave us a hope in hell after we started the season so poorly. No one thought we were going to win, and then we absolutely dominated them. Rashford, that was the moment where we sort of went, oh, Rashford's gonna kick on this season. Obviously he did score against Arsenal as well, but yeah, I think Man United Liverpool was the real turning point for the team, and yeah, I think that's my favourite moment of the season so far.
I mean, it's pretty fair. I can understand your reasoning. I mean, you were in a kind of rut at the start of the season, and since then you've kind of not really looked back.
Yeah, no.
I mean, personally, I don't really know where to begin. There's a lot of games I could go for. I mean, beating Liverpool felt... I'd want to go beating Tottenham because it felt so amazing. But personally, I go for beating Liverpool at home because we haven't beaten Liverpool in the league. We beat them during COVID. That was after they won the title and everything. But it's the first time we've properly beat them in the league with fans in a long time. The last time with fans we beat them in the Emirates, I was there in April 2015 in Year 8. And that was like Brendan Rodgers. And before that win, I didn't think we were title contenders. I just thought, hey, we've had a lucky run of games. We're top of the league. We'll lose a game sooner or later. But that was the game where suddenly we won that, and I thought, we're at the top of the table for a reason. We are actually probably the best team in the country right now. And that's probably my highlight of the season. Because as soon as that full-time whistle went, I went, Christ, I think we might actually be in the conversation. And we still are, fortunately enough, we're still 5 points clear at the time of recording.
Basically, we just don't like Liverpool, and we love beating them.
Oh my god, yeah, we both got for Liverpool. You'd expect me to go for the Tottenham game, but the thing is, the Tottenham game was so early. To me, it's funny looking back, but when that game happened, I thought, great, we're 3 points more clear of Tottenham, because they were like close to the title at the time, and now they're like just...
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get on to conversations around top four later on, but that is definitely something which is significant. Anyway, yeah, cut.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not even the right music.
No.
One thing which did happen on the weekend was the first round of FA Cup games with our teams.
I was about to say, the third round of the FA Cup is not the first.
No, the first one involving us. I know it's not the first round. I know a non-league team. I watched their game months ago when they got knocked out, but it was the first round to feature Premier League and Championship clubs. This is kind of the round which everyone has their eyes on. At the time of recording, my club hasn't played in it yet. We're playing tonight against Oxford. You played on Friday against Everton. You won. But yeah, every year the conversation around the FA Cup comes back about, is it as big as it used to be? Are big teams taking it seriously? So I just thought, for this discussion, we should talk, is the FA Cup still a big deal?
Okay. It's tough, because I think there's no set answer with this. I have sort of mixed opinions. I think yes and no at the same time. There's plenty of reasoning behind that. It's obviously a big deal for smaller teams. I would say smaller teams in the Premier League, as in like mid-table and below, and even then big tournament for the team below the Premier League, obviously. Like for a non-league team, it's probably massive if you get to the third round, right? So it's still a big deal in that sense. It's still a historic tournament, obviously, but at the same time, I don't think it's as big of a deal for big teams as it once was. And I think the main thing for that is if you ask any team, would you rather do well in the league or the FA Cup? They say the league. They would prioritise the league. I mean, we've had this conversation already. If you get knocked out tonight, are you going to care? Because you're on a title race.
In previous years, I really loved the FA Cup and I prioritised it because I just thought, I looked at the league and thought, our best hope is for something, nothing serious. Let's try and win something with the FA Cup. It's our best hope of silverware. But now, because we're in a title race, I am now looking at the FA Cup going, if we get knocked out to Oxford, it'd be more beneficial than not.
Exactly.
Like, I'm now looking at it going, I'm sacrificing it. But, you know, if you are a good team and you can... That's just because Arsenal can't really battle on France this season. We don't really have too strong depth. So getting knocked out. Whereas City...
I think if you are City, would you rather...
for them, would you rather isn't even a question. They can easily challenge for all the
what I'm saying is, this season, if they're looking at it, would you rather focus on the league or win the FA Cup? They say focus on the league.
I think if you ask teams that 30 years ago, they'd say they'd rather win Division 1 than the FA Cup. But let's say you ask a Championship side, would you rather get automatic promotion or risk it, win the FA Cup and getting through the playoff? Risk playoffs. They'd say that. And
I said though, for smaller teams, it is still a big deal. For Championship clubs, it's going to be a big deal. If a Championship side can win the FA Cup, it's a massive deal.
It is.
But for big teams, the big six, like specifically, I don't think it's that big a deal. Maybe it's a big deal in a way, it's a big deal for Man United right now because
you haven't won anything.
We haven't won anything in so long. But at the same time, I'd rather win the Europa League. For one, I'd rather win the FA Cup than the Carabao Cup. That's obvious, but
yeah.
I think it's just not as big of a deal anymore.
I mean, personally, I've always loved the FA Cup. I mean, obviously, growing up as an Arsenal fan, my first Arsenal memories are after us being good and us being kind of middling, just top for every year, and not achieving much. So my only experiences of silverware are the FA Cup, and I've enjoyed all those memories. I've loved every moment of us winning the FA Cup.
Oh, I love winning the FA Cup.
I mean, the wins against Chelsea, the win against Hull, Villa, whatever. I've loved winning the FA Cup as an Arsenal fan. But now I'm experiencing us competing at a higher level, which I haven't seen before. I'm now kind of looking at the FA Cup and going, we don't need this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's let someone like Man United win it. Or Tottenham, for Christ's sake. They bloody need a trophy, don't they? But
I think people have sort of a heavy opinion on this magic of the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is as prominent now than it ever has been. Obviously, you still get shocks, but you get shocks in the Carabao Cup now. You know what I mean? It's not... I don't think there's a magic of the FA Cup now. You look... Like, let's think, other than Leicester, who won it a few seasons ago, when was the last time a non-Big Six team won the FA Cup? Do you know?
It was Wigan, wasn't it?
In 2013. Then the last time two teams not in the Big Six played each other in the FA Cup final. Do you know that?
Portsmouth Cardiff.
Did you just read my notes?
No, I know that.
Well, okay, well there you
go.
Portsmouth
Cardiff.
And that was in 2008. Like, teams are getting knocked out. Like, you're not going to see... I don't think you're going to see, for example, like Everton, for example, just a random team off the top of my head getting to an FA Cup final anytime soon. There's no magic about the FA Cup now, I don't think. I think that, I don't know. I like the FA Cup. I don't want to get rid of the FA Cup. I think the FA Cup is still a big deal in the sense of how historic it is, but I think it's not as big of a deal as it used to be.
I mean, personally, we've had this discussion before about the League Cup, and we've chatted many times about whether or not is the League Cup needed? Do we just get rid of the League Cup? And I think if you want to make the FA Cup more important, get rid of the League Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Or do this as well. I've potentially discussed maybe changing the FA Cup format and maybe changing the rewards. Because if you win the FA Cup, you get Europa League qualification automatically, and you get top seed. What if we got rid of it? And what if instead you take away that 4th spot and the FA Cup gets Champions League?
I don't like that.
It's called the Champions League.
Yeah,
FA Cup champions.
That's true.
FA Cup champions may win more than 4th place.
Do they do that in any other leagues though?
No.
Exactly.
If they don't do it in any other leagues, it won't happen. But I've always thought of that, and it's. Or I'd advocate for replacing the League Cup with like the Cup Winners' Cup, because I think the Cup Winners' Cup is such a great idea.
Yeah.
Because it really rewards the Cup winners, and the Cup Winners' Cup back in the day was basically what the Europa League is now in terms of the level. But because the Champions League needed more teams, it kind of all got pushed up, and now you have like 6 teams, 7 teams in Europe.
How would a Cup Winners' Cup work though?
It was one cup winner it was knockout the entire way. There was no group stage. Every cup winner in Europe played each other.
Yeah, that is the thing.
So there was one English team, one Scottish team, one Italian team, one French team.
Like, the thing is, for that I think that's sort of a replacement for the for a European tournament, not the Carabao Cup.
No. I've realised that. I mean, to be fair, I would get rid of the conference as well, because I think the conference is a pile of crap. Okay. But the conference effectively is the Cup Winners' Cup, because you win the League Cup and go in.
Yeah, I mean, I think
finish 7th. Like
the thing, like if there was a domestic Cup Winners' Cup, maybe no, it wouldn't work.
No, it wouldn't. Forget what I said. But basically, what I'm trying to say is get rid of the League Cup. Because I think the League Cup, this season you had so many complaints over congestion fixtures and everything. And I look at the League Cup and I go, you know, with the FA Cup, smaller teams look forward to it. The small teams look forward to the League Cup in the same way. I don't think they do. They look, because it hits them early in the season when they're trying to build points. And unlike the FA Cup, it doesn't involve non-league. It just involves the EFL. And the EFL look at it and go, oh crap, we're going to Stoke on Thursday. It's the only time you will see lower teams go, Joe, let's play our second team. Even they're not treating the League Cup seriously. At least when the FA Cup rolls around, they go, right, first 11, we're going Villa away, we're going to knock them out, which is what Stevenage did. Fair play to Stevenage, love that. Wrexham as well, going up to Coventry, beating them 4-3, love that, even though they nearly bottled it. You know, we're still going to get these shocks, and I think we love it because every now and then we get, the majority of the time, the odds-on winner wins the game. 90% of the time. But we watch the FA Cup because in that 10%, you get Bradford knocking out Chelsea. You know, you get Middlesbrough knocking out City. Both those games happen on the same day as well.
But at the same time, Carabao Cup, Charlton have made it to the quarter-final. You still get the shocks in the Carabao Cup. That's why I don't think this FA Cup magic is a thing anymore, because you still get that. You get that in the Carabao Cup. You get that elsewhere.
I just feel like it's not the same.
It's not the same, no. It's
because
not.
it's got the name.
But at the same time, I don't think there is.
Because it's the League Cup, I don't know why, but I just have no emotional connection. Maybe it's because I've never seen my team win it. In fact, we've won it, like, out of the big 6, I think we've won it the least. I think we've only won it twice in our history. I think historically my club just doesn't care about the League Cup, and it's kind of bred into me. But I look at the FA Cup and I see a trophy with history and like all this stuff, and the League Cup, I just look at it and I just go, I mean, if you look at France have gotten rid of their 4th tournament.
Yeah.
They've gotten rid of it, and their league's the better for it. I think getting rid of that tournament, making it a 3-tournament country, helps the structure and everything, and it makes the FA Cup that little bit more special. Because it will make it the cup.
I'd like to say I'm not against getting rid of the Carabao Cup.
No, I know I'm trying to get you in via that, because I know that's your opinion.
I do think we should get rid of the Carabao Cup, and the League Cup, or whatever you want to call it. But at the same time, right now my mindset is the FA Cup's good. I like the FA Cup. I'd like to win the FA Cup.
Yeah.
But it's not a big deal anymore. It's really not a big deal anymore.
Okay.
Wait.
Oh.
It's Jordan's Fact of the Week. Just because we're in a different place and Ashley's not here doesn't mean we don't get a Jordan's Fact of the Week. And it's the first one of 2023, so it has to be a big one. And I hope I've got something big for you today. Unless Ashley listens to this episode, you're the one that's going to know it. I mean, you're going to know it before him anyway.
Yeah.
Right? So time will tell if Ashley actually listens back to the episode.
Next time we see him, we'll ask him.
Yeah.
We'll quiz him.
So, John's fact of the week this week is: did you know when Xavi was 19, he almost signed for AC Milan, but there was one thing in the way of that transfer. Do you know what it is?
No.
A divorce.
Explain.
So, the proposed deal, Xavi going from Barcelona to AC Milan. Xavi's dad says, yes, let's do it. Xavi to AC Milan, let's go. Xavi's mum, on the other hand, says, if Xavi leaves Barcelona, I will divorce. And so he stayed at Barcelona, and now look at him.
That's a bit. His mum's a bit toxic, but I want to know: did his parents stay together? Because by the sound, if you're just offering divorce whenever you don't get your way, that relationship's not got another 5 years left on it.
That's true.
There's no way they're still together.
But there you go. At 19, Xavi almost joined AC Milan.
Sorry to be harsh on Xavi's parents, but that's a bit toxic. But
there you go.
Mad. So basically, Barca's like Pep Guardiola's Barca side was nearly dead before it got going.
Exactly.
Mental.
And that's Jordan's fact of the week.
Okay. Well, I forgot where I was going with it. But anyway, I'm pretty sure I do know what I was going to say. This season, obviously, we did our predictions at the start of the season. Who's going to finish where, who's going to finish in the Champions League, Europa League, who's going to go down. And now the season's gone on. We're at a good point. We're nearly at the halfway point in the Premier League. So we actually kind of now have a view. The table is in shape now, kind of. And we're now looking at it and going, okay, I think we can get a good idea of who's going to finish where now. Mm-hmm. So, right now, we're going to discuss and we're going to debate who's going to finish in the top 6 in order and who's going down.
Okay, cool.
Should we start with who's going down?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's start with who's going down. Okay.
Are we starting in 18th?
I think, first of all, let's just get some names involved.
Okay.
Like, what teams are we thinking? I think, for one, I'm going to put this name down instantly. Southampton.
Yeah.
Southampton, the first name I'm thinking of. They are rock bottom. Mm-hmm. They are not playing well. Unfortunately, they are one of the 3 teams to have picked points off Arsenal this season, which really pains me.
I think anyone down from probably 15th down right now. So you're looking at Forest, Bournemouth, West Ham, Everton, Wolves, Southampton. There's a few shock names in there, I would say. No one really expecting. I think Southampton, I don't think many people expected that. Wolves, definitely not. West Ham, definitely not. But I think those are the sort of the 15th to 20th, I think, are the sort of teams that you're looking at going down right now. So, should we just put it out there who we're going with?
I mean, I'm 100% sure. I think Southampton are down and out. Nathan Jones was an awful appointment. Yes. Getting rid of Hasenhüttl, it's understandable. Getting a Nathan Jones is just ridiculous. I mean, Southampton fans were chanting at the weekend, like, Nathan Jones, your football is, and I'm not going to enter the word next. I think they are 100% rock bottom. They're solidified, they're down. I think Wolves are staying up, 100%. Okay. From what I've seen from Lopetegui since he's come in, he's got to believe they're actually now playing well. They should have knocked out Liverpool in the FA Cup on the weekend. First team Liverpool, they played a strong side. I think, looking at the teams, I think Forest have got a couple of wins recently. They've got a bit more belief. And even though they're in 15th, but the thing is, other teams will pick up 1 or 2 wins. Mm-hmm. So there's a question of, will they keep picking up these tiny results?
I'm looking at this, right? I did say from 15th, but I'm looking at it.
It's like 14th.
Forest, Leeds and Leicester are all on 17 points.
Exactly, yeah.
So they are involved, yeah.
I don't think Leicester go down. Mm-hmm. I don't think Leicester go down. I don't think Leeds go down either. But there's a question around whether or not Bournemouth slip into it, which I'm thinking about.
I know what my bottom 3 is.
I know it's Southampton. Joe, you go with yours.
My bottom 3. In last place, I've got Southampton. 19th, I'm going Forest. And 18th, I'm going Bournemouth.
Sure, expecting Everton and West Ham to miss out.
And I think Wolves, Everton and West Ham kick on a little bit. I think Everton will be thereabouts. I think West Ham make a couple of signings in January and kick on. They'll be all right. Everton will be like it'll be close again. Wolves, I like what's going on at Wolves right now. I think Lopetegui is doing a fantastic job, and he's only been in the job for a couple of weeks now. I think, having watched Man United Wolves, I think they looked good then. and arguably they might have been a little bit unlucky, maybe. And obviously unlucky against Liverpool in the FA Cup. It's not the league, but it's the FA Cup. I like what's going on there. I think they'll be safe. And I think Bournemouth and Forest just dip off and enter the relegation zone.
I think I don't know. I think Bournemouth do. I think Bournemouth will drop into it. They're my second thing. I think Bournemouth will, just because I said at the start of the season the quality in that squad isn't good enough, and they have nicked up some results. They were like 10th at some point in the season, and they've responded well after that 9-0 at the start of the season. But I still look at them. I still don't think they're Premier League quality. And every week I forget they're in the Premier League, and I just see, who's beating Bournemouth this week? And I look at Forest and I see them as more of a team, which have something behind them, a fan base behind them that are going to stay up. It's more that I think Bournemouth's fan base is absolutely shocking. I'm not going to lie, but
who gets into that third place?
Third place. I'm saying it. I'm backing it. I'm going full throttle. I'm saying Everton will go down.
Okay.
From what I've seen from that team, from top to bottom, the loss to Brighton. I mean, just there was no fans left in the stadium when Demarai Gray scored his penalty. It was just. Sometimes you look at a club and you just think, like, if Lampard goes, who is taking that job? Who?
Sean Dyche.
Sean Dyche is literally the only name I can think of.
And I think if Sean Dyche comes in, I think they stay up. I can't lie.
But the thing is, are Everton too smug to bring in Sean Dyche? I mean, they brought in Allardyce. They did bring in Allardyce before, so maybe not. But I'm looking at Everton and I just look at it. I'm just like, where are the goals coming from? I don't know. The defence is shocking. The midfield doesn't have a clue. Idris Gueye was brought in to be this great comeback signing, and when he was awful the last few weeks, I mean, against Brighton, his back pass led to the fourth goal or whatever. I don't know, but they just look so awful. Lampard looks out of his depth. I mean, they brought in Dele Alli last January, and that backfired massively.
Yes.
And I just with West Ham, they've got Declan Rice still. I think Declan Rice that is a big factor, and Jared Bowen might hit a bit of form, and they've still got certain players who have played a little bit better, and I think they'll pick up form. I do think Moyes will get sacked, but I think that might help them in getting up some manager bounce. I think Forest, I do like them. I'll be honest, if they stay up, they're going down next season 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they are lasting more than 2 years.
With Forest, I just think that I'm pretty sure they have sort of their harder games all more towards the end of the season. And they have City in Feb, Tottenham in March, Newcastle in March, and towards the end of the season, you play them 2 games before the end of the season.
Yeah, I do know we've got them.
And before that, they have Chelsea. I just think I'm looking at their schedule. I think they're going to struggle towards the end of the season. I think that's where they'll drop in. I don't know, but yeah, that's my view of it.
So we're both agreed on Southampton, but the other two we're completely off on. Well, no, we agreed on Bournemouth. We agreed on Bournemouth. So it's just you think Forest, I think Everton. That's respectable. I mean, I do think I just look at the difference between not Forest and Everton right now is the thing is I'm thinking about it. I do think Everton did just get a point at the Etihad a week ago.
Yeah.
Which is my point was going to be Forest getting the point against Chelsea.
Everton did play well against United in the FA Cup.
They did, but
they were just sloppy.
The whole thing is that you look at when you're going down or when you're in that battle, the whole crucial thing is how good are you at home? Can you get your fans behind you? And I look at Forest and I think yes.
Okay.
I look at Everton and I think no. Just because it just feels a bit toxic there.
Let's move on.
Also, it'd be really funny if they move into that new stadium in the Championship. That'd be hilarious. But anyway, moving on. Top 6. I say we go from bottom to top because that's the good climax to end on.
Yeah.
6th place, who have you got?
Tottenham.
Interesting.
I'm going Tottenham. I think there's starting to be little signs of a toxic atmosphere at Tottenham.
Little signs?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's the Conte having a go at the transfer business after every single press conference.
Yeah, it's slowly getting there. And we know what Conte's like. He could just turn and just... he's gone.
Well, the thing is, he never gets sacked. He usually just walks out whenever he feels like it. And did you watch the Aston Villa game?
No.
Oh, well, I didn't watch the majority of it, I'll be honest. I was watching Glass Onion. It's great, actually. But then I got a text from my dad going, are you watching this? And I was like, what? And he went, they're 2-0 down. I instantly, once the film was over, put Sky on.
Yeah.
And his body language is just like he doesn't care. And also, I don't know, I'm not even a Tottenham fan, and this annoys me, right? I feel so sorry for Jed Spence. I'm sorry, they brought him in. I remember playing them in the FA Cup last year. I thought, this guy's great. I'd love Arsenal to sign him. Tottenham game, I go, damn, that's a good player right there. He doesn't get a kick. You know, he got subbed on against Villa in like the 88th minute. That is his earliest sub appearance in the Premier League this season.
Yeah.
They have 3 right backs, Doherty, Emerson, who is god awful. Emerson gets played week in, week out over Spence. And it's just like, I don't get it. I think there's something going on with the board and Conte that clashing. Yeah. I agree with you. In that Tottenham are doing crap. And I don't think they're getting top 4.
Who have you got sixth?
Who have I got sick? I mean, I'll be honest, I changed my mind.
Say a name.
For sixth, Joe, yeah, I am gonna go Tottenham.
Okay.
I am gonna go Tottenham. Just because I look at them and I think they're slipping lower and lower, and every year they do a lot better than they should. And the reason we give is Kane and Son are on fire. And I look at them and I go, well, Kane's doing well. Son isn't on fire. They've got half of that. And that's why they're going to drop out of the top 4, and that's why I think they're going to finish 6th.
Yeah.
I feel like we might have a very similar top 6. 5th, do you want to say it? 3, 2, 1. Liverpool. Yeah.
I think it's obvious.
Liverpool. They're not getting top 4. They're a bit too far away.
Yeah. And it's not even a bit. We're 4th at the minute, and we're on 35 points. They're on 28. I think they've just looked quite poor all season. I think they'll get that 5th, but only because Tottenham drop off. Yeah, it's not like thing is. There was a point earlier in the season where they started to pick up a bit more points, and people were like, "Oh, do you know what? I think they will get to a 4." And then the season restarts. They lose to Brentford, and you go, "No, they still have this factor of them not being the same team." There's something going on.
Defensively, they don't look the same. Defensively, they can be got at this season, and it's down to the midfield. I think they've lost something in the midfield. They need a midfielder, and Klopp's adamant, no, we don't need a midfielder, despite the fact that every single Liverpool fan is going, no, we need a new midfielder.
And what do they do instead?
Gakpo. And it makes no sense for Liverpool.
I'm certain that Liverpool went, Man United want a player. We'll get him. They're doing the old Man United tactic.
That's what United used to do. You were like, oh, City wants Sanchez. All right then. We'll give him 11.
But that's what they're doing with Gakpo.
I mean, it doesn't really make any sense for me. Up front isn't really midfield is the core of all of their problems, because it's made Trent worse. He's got less support. Trent's actually started to get a couple of assists now. He's actually suddenly playing a little bit better now, but still defensively they haven't looked amazing. Konate against Brentford was shocking. Van Dijk got hooked at half time in that game. Van Dijk, that's insane. Up front even, they've not been as consistent up front. I think Mane is the biggest loss.
Yeah,
it's so insane the difference, him not having him, and also Nunez. I know Liverpool fans may tell me Nunez actually got more goals than Jesus. I don't care. When I look at Nunez, he's going to break the record for most big chances missed in the league. And do you know who the record's held by? Robin van Persie. But you know what? That record doesn't mean anything, because he won the Golden Boot that year, so it doesn't really mean anything. Yeah. But he got 31 goals and missed 25. Yeah. So when you weigh up, doesn't matter. He's going to miss 40 and score 10. Or 15. That's going to be not that great looking back. And I just look at it, and it reminds me so much of a mid 2014 Wenger team. We are just, you know what? There's good passages of play because there's good players, but they are so vulnerable and weak. And I think every team going into a game against them thinks they can be got at the moment. Yeah. And as a result, I think they're getting 5th. I agree. Yeah, I agree. 4th. This is where we'll start. The top 4 is where it will start to fluctuate. We've all got. Okay, can we just agree? These 4 teams are in there. Yeah. Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle, and Man United. Yeah. That's our top 4. Yeah. The order.
4th. I'm going Newcastle.
I'm going Newcastle as well.
I think we might have
the same top 4.
Other than maybe
the top 2. Maybe the top 2. You're going Newcastle.
Yes, you're going Newcastle.
Do you want to explain why you've gone Newcastle?
I feel like something's starting to go a little bit wrong at Newcastle. Not in terms of, not bad wrong. No. But they don't look the same as they did at the start. I think the big thing is, I think Man United are doing really well. and I think they're doing better than Newcastle right now. And I think that will automatically push Man United ahead and Newcastle slightly below. Newcastle getting top 4 is just amazing anyway.
Yeah, I'm really so excited that Newcastle are getting top 4.
I don't think any Newcastle fan can complain if they get 4th.
No, yeah, they'll be fine with it.
Exactly.
To be fair, I'm not going to lie. The difference between 3rd, 4th and 2nd, realistically, doesn't mean much. It's just where you finish in the Champions League seedings and the money you get. Yeah. But most of it doesn't mean anything. Getting into the Champions League is the most... And for Newcastle, that's insane. Mm-hmm. I agree. I think they've started to dip a little bit. The 0-0 against Leeds was a kind of sign out. The draw against us isn't, because that's a good point for them.
And they weren't playing the same.
But no, they didn't. They didn't go for it. That's the thing. They didn't actually go for it. They kind of. Then again, if they went for it, I'm gonna be honest. Teams that go for it against us usually get done on the counter. Mm-hmm. So they probably did the right thing. But you look at it. Callum Wilson's back now, I think, which is a good thing. But like you said, they don't. I think you are on such momentum, and you're kind of level on points at the moment. You've got a game in hand. You will leapfrog them. Yeah. And sure, I say that. Your next 2 games are Man City and Arsenal.
Our next 2 games are Man City and Crystal Palace.
Oh, sorry, change the fixture list. But you've got Man City and Arsenal in the next couple of weeks. Those are big games. I don't think you're... One thing I will say, you're definitely not getting 6 points out of that. Max...
I'll take 4.
If I were you, I'd take 4. Hopefully the 1 point is against Arsenal that you beat, but... in my opinion, what I think is going to happen is Arsenal are going to beat you, and this is what I really want to happen. I want you to draw at the end at Old Trafford. That's my hope.
Well, even then, we're only 4 points off City at the moment.
Exactly. Do you know what? That's the thing. And if you can get City to drop points, I'd love that. I was praying for Chelsea to do it, but by the looks of things, you shouldn't really ask Chelsea to do anything at the moment. That's why they're not even in this conversation, because they are 10th. If a Chelsea fans listen to this and thinks they're in the conversation for top 6. Forget about it. Do you know what? Look, you are where I was 2 years ago. It was halfway through the season, and I was questioning whether or not conference was worth it or not. Okay, so we both agreed. Newcastle. I like how we didn't even say United 3rd, but we just went United 3rd.
Yeah,
United 3rd. You're on momentum. Rashford's playing out of his skin.
We're doing so well at the minute. I think we're playing really, really good football. I think Rashford looks amazing. I think we have such a strong team, and it definitely doesn't look like the side that's from the start of the season. Casemiro is unbelievable. The difference that man is making is unreal. And I just look back to the times where we were going, as United fans going, we need a CDM. We need a good CDM. And the whole team changes. And we get that. And the whole team does change.
It's better than McTominay.
Actually,
no, hold on. I remember earlier on in the season...
McTominay was having good stuff.
No, it was before Casemiro had started properly getting a consistent run of the team, and you were like, no, I'm going to lie, Casemiro doesn't get in on McTominay.
McTominay was playing really well, and I will be honest, when I went to United Sociedad and we lost 1-0, I thought Casemiro was awful, right? I was like, what is he giving here? And he's just stepped it up, and I love that man so much. Martinez, oh my god, I cannot describe how good Martinez is. He's so good. Just everything looks good right now, apart from one thing, and that is the striker. There's rumours of Weghorst coming in, which I had doubts about. I thought about it, and I think it could be okay, but I don't want to jump to any conclusions.
Look, we're not here to
right
talk
now.
about Weghorst.
Yeah, we just need that striker, because we need that striker, and I think 3rd place is a fantastic finish for us, and I think if we keep up, next season is looking bright as well.
Just need a good summer after this.
I will take 3rd place for sure.
I think now, I'm not going to lie,
I'm nervous.
I don't know what my top 2 is.
Neither do I. I wrote something down.
The thing is, for you, it matters less. For me, it's putting my stake on the line because it's my club.
I've written something down and I've thought about it, and I just don't know if it's going to be true, because this could go either way.
It's so close. Because the thing is, that 5 points, that is 2 games. Mm. You need 2 games to swing for either club, and bam, a different team's top of the league. And Arsenal, sure, we're on good form, but I think at the end of January we'll be in a much better position to know. Okay, because City have got you, they've got Tottenham. I'm sure Tottenham are playing bad, but they are their bogey team. We've got City in February, and we play you and Tottenham. If we say beat you and Tottenham, I will be much more confident. But if say we drop points in one of those games, are we thinking, right, it's now, say, a 2-point gap or a 3-point gap?
I want to know what yours is before I say mine. Because I feel like your opinion could sway mine. Because it is close.
It's so close. Do you know what with mine is? It's not even head over heart anymore. Because my heart's not even in the conversation anymore. Because genuinely my head is now telling me that we might win the league. And I don't... The key thing is looking at the Arsenal City fixtures. And we've got City in a month. At home, midweek.
I think the 2 games against City is going to be the deciding.
I think we won't have Jesus for the home game, but I think we need him more for the away game than the home game. Nketiah is now playing a bit better. We might have made a signing by then. Who knows? João Felix, call me.
This is completely different to when I suggested João Felix for Man United, and you went, "No, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole."
Can I say my main argument was that the price is bad, but because it's a loan deal, I'm like, yeah.
No, but it's a loan where they want an obligation to buy it for 80 million.
Okay, get Mudryk in. But let's say we get Mudryk in and we play City. I think I think we'll beat City at home, and I think it all swings on the away game and whether or not we can nick a point. I don't want to beat City away. I want to park the bus, do what Newcastle did to us, waste time, and grab a 0-0. And I think if we did that, we'd win the league. It's just. Can you keep winning all the thing is what we've done this season is we've won all the games we should win. We've dropped points 3 times, and it's just the question of can we keep doing that? Can we keep beating the Evertons, beating these teams which are just like, hi, yeah, they're crap, let's beat them. And I don't know if we can. I'm wondering if later on when you get into those latter months, is it going to slip up, and are we going to play Brighton like we did last year, and draw or lose? But then again, City have done that already. They've lost to Brentford, they've drawn to Everton, and maybe I'll be honest. I think City haven't been at their best recently.
No, they haven't. I think.
Joe, I'm saying it. Manchester City second, Arsenal first. Oh!
Okay. I think it's definitely a big possibility.
Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard.
I think. The thing is, I think one injury in your team.
The thing is,
there's big injury.
There's a few players who could get injured and it would be a big deal. Of those players, I'd say the main big ones which would really harm a team are Partey. It would be anyone in our midfield. Xhaka, Partey, or Odegaard. I think Xhaka's probably the least, but it would still be a big hit. And then in our front 3, Saka's the big one. Jesus has already been injured and we've been playing a bit better, but if Saka got injured, we are kind of screwed. Because our backup for Saka is Nelson, who's played well this season, but at the moment he did his hamstring, so it would be Marquinhos. But yeah,
I think if you get Mudryk in, I'm not entirely sure about the signing of Mudryk.
He's better than Marquinhos. So and that currently right now is our backup, and he's an inexperienced 18-year-old from Brazil, and I've done that because I think we are in a position, we are 5 points clear, and I thought, why not? Joel, I'd be a wuss if I didn't back my own team. Yeah. I'd be a wuss if I 5 points clear in January. I went, no, we're not going to win the league. But Joel, there's still half the season to play. But
I've come to a decision.
We've been top of the league since the second week of the season, and you can't say that's not there for a reason.
I've come to a decision.
What are you saying?
So, this is what I'm thinking. I think one big injury in your team really hurts you. Really.
But is that big injury going to come?
Just let me speak.
Let me talk.
I think Man City's squad.
Yeah.
Is so strong.
Yeah, 100%.
I think Haaland is always a difference maker. However, I think City this season have been very reminiscent of City when Liverpool won the league.
Yeah.
Where they have the squad, but something just doesn't look right. And therefore, I'm going to say City second, Arsenal first.
Oh, God.
And this is just... I mean...
When we did our predictions before Christmas, I think we all said Arsenal second. I think.
I have no idea.
I think we all said Arsenal second. And now we've done our predictions post-Christmas, and it just feels like something's changed. Because since then, they dropped points to Brentford and Everton. And... I don't know, even in some of the games City have won this season, I thought they've got extremely lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Fulham game, getting a penalty in the last minute against Fulham.
Yeah.
That 1-0 against Chelsea, where I thought Chelsea, in their current form, are playing awful. probably on the balance play could have got a point in that game if they had a better attack. And I do look at City and I do think they can be got at by some teams. The Everton draw is proof of that, where a team was resilient defensively and just got that point at the Etihad. And they don't look as strong at home as they have. They've dropped points twice at home. Mm-hmm. I do think they can be... that's why I think when you look at Arsenal at home, we've got the best home record in the league this season. I think we're the only unbeaten team at home this season. Are we? No, I think you're... No, forget that.
We've been beaten at
forget that. We've just done well. We've only dropped points once at home, which was to Newcastle. But I do... It feels so weird. You've got to understand, this is so weird for me to say this, but I think Arsenal are going to win the league.
Hey, you!
Yeah?
Yes, you!
How did you get in my house?
Do you like YouTube?
Yeah?
Sometimes find it a bit dull?
No, I love YouTube.
Then you should subscribe to the Football in Question YouTube channel.
Why?
They've got podcast clips, original content, and also they have your family hostage.
What?
Like I said, subscribe now!
If you want to see your family again, subscribe now.
Mum?
Normally, we would do the quiz with the three of us. I know how that works. I would host it. They would battle it out. Ashley would beat Jordan. But Ash's not here. So, I had to think about what we're going to do instead.
I have no idea what's going on.
He has no idea. Is it going to be different? Is it going to be vast the same? Have you heard of Mastermind, Jordan?
Yeah, I have.
This is nothing like that. This is the Football in Question Mind Master to avoid copyright. So, I have got you 10 questions all about your specialist subject, Man United.
Right.
I'm going to ask you them, and you've got to see how many you get right.
Okay.
I'm not going to do a timer, because my timer is the phone, and I can't record and put a timer on at the same time. That'd be hard.
That's fine for me. This could be really good or really bad for me.
Okay. Your first question. Who for Man United this season has taken the most shots per 90?
Most shots?
Most shots per 90.
Okay.
This is an official statistic.
At
the time of recording.
There's two in mind. One, Rashford.
Yeah.
Two, Bruno Fernandes.
Interesting.
I'm going to go with Bruno Fernandes because he was last season, I'm pretty sure.
I'm going to give you... I'm just going to tell you the answer. You're both wrong.
They're both wrong.
It's Anthony. Anthony has the most shots per 90. Think how many useless shots that go wide that he takes every week.
It still doesn't make sense to me that is.
It's shots per 90.
It's
divided.
I see Rashford take more outside the box shots that go over the bar. Same with Bruno Fernandes. So.
Oh well. The stats don't lie. The stats don't lie.
There you go. Well, that's one wrong.
Last night, you and me were talking about Man United, and you said you're a crossing team. That's why it makes sense to get Weghorst.
That is one reason, yeah.
And I'll give you some leeway by one position here. Mm-hmm. But where do Man United rank in the Premier League for crosses this season? I'll give you leeway by one position.
The thing is,
or two.
The thing is, I think teams lower than us probably do cross more than us.
However, to help you, I would, like some top 6 clubs are in the top 10.
Okay.
Some are.
I do think we're in the top 10. I would say we're in the top 10.
Okay. Just get one out.
7th.
I'm just going to tell you, I asked this question because you were wrong from the start when you had that conversation with me last night. And I put this question in because I saw the stat. You are 19th in the league for crosses this season.
The thing is, it either feels like we always cross the ball or we always cut the ball inside and have a shot from long range. But now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably mostly last season with under and Rangnick. I think you've only. I don't think you've taken 300 crosses this season. Which it just feels like when you're watching a game.
Is it just that you don't attack that much? And
no, when you're watching a game and you see a cross go in and it doesn't look good and it's a bad cross and you just go, why do we keep crossing the ball? it's like
when you pass a corner short and it's just stuck in your brain.
You know what? Right now, I'm just glad that it's not like questions like that could really like make me look like a bad fan. Like. I feel like these are...
No. This is just like screwing around with Man United.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to make me look bad.
Question 3. You are rumoured to be signing Wout Weghorst.
Yes.
He needs to get the pronunciation right. On loan the rest of the season. He signed for Burnley last January.
Yes.
True or false? Wout Weghorst made his debut for Burnley against Man United.
Oh. When did we
You drew 1-1.
Yeah.
Pogba scored,
Yeah.
and then it wasn't him that scored. I think it was Ashley Barnes or Joe Rodriguez that scored.
I think it's true. Is it true?
It's false. Man United was his third game or second game. His first
This
game.
is going well,
His first game was a 0-0 draw at home with Watford.
This is going well, isn't it?
Three questions in, blanks. He's losing a quiz against himself. Okay, question 4. Rashford is famous for that Premier League debut against Arsenal.
Yes.
The 2 goals.
Yes.
Here is the thing. Which team did he actually make his Man United debut against in the Europa League, where he also scored 2 goals?
It's Midtjylland, wasn't it?
It's correct. It's FC Midtjylland.
you made me worry then.
I was wondering if you remembered it was Midtjylland or not. But yes,
Yeah.
FC Midtjylland. You are correct.
Jesus.
That is 1 point.
And for a second there, I was like, well, you're going to say Premier League, and I'm going to be like, hold on a minute.
Hold on. No, because Arsenal was his Premier League debut.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not disputing that. Okay.
That was a nice question
Yeah.
from you.
Which one of these is the odd one out?
Mm-hmm.
Moscow, Wembley, and Munich. Which one of these is the odd one out?
I'm so confused.
You've got to figure it out. It's a Man United quiz. Which one of these is the odd one out? Moscow, Wembley, and Munich.
Wembley. You're thinking Champions League finals, and Wembley is the one where we lost.
Yes, it is correct. You won at Moscow in 2008. You won in 99 in Munich. But Wembley, was it 2011? Or
Yeah, against
2011? You lost. So, that is that. Very, Joel, I respect how quickly you got that.
Yeah.
That was a nice one. Okay. Against which team did Wayne Rooney become Man United's top goal scorer? Who were you playing?
I don't know why. There's a team name in my head, but I don't think it's right.
Who's that team that you're thinking?
Wolves. And I don't know why I've got Wolves in my head. I don't think it's Wolves.
You don't think it's Wolves?
But they're the only name in my head. Is it Wolves?
I don't think Wolves were in the Premier League when it happened. They might have been, but I don't think they were. The answer is Stoke. It was Stoke away. Do you remember the goal?
Yeah,
It was like a crossing free
kick. You know
kick
what I'm
that went
thinking
in.
of?
What?
I think I'm thinking of his last goal for United.
His last goal for United might have been at Wolves. I was thinking of doing a question which was how many has he scored since that goal, but I couldn't be asked to look. But it is Stoke.
I mean, that's...
Here's a second question. What was the score in that game?
Oh my God. Right. I'm going to say we won. Because I just don't like thinking about Man United potentially losing. Which also makes me think that we might have lost. I really don't know.
I mean, I know it.
I really don't know. I'm going to say that the score was 3-1 to United. I don't know.
I can tell you for a fact you didn't win.
Brilliant.
You didn't lose.
We drew 1-1.
It was 1-1. That was a late one equaliser for Man United.
Yeah, it's, again, like, that's no idea.
Yeah, okay.
The thing is, I think if I asked you that question about, like, I don't know, if I said, who did Van Persie score his first goal against? You would know, and then you would know
his first goal was in like 2005. I wouldn't know. I know what his most iconic early goal is, and that was Charlton away. But like, okay, we have.
I'm really, really showing how little I know.
We have 3 points left available, but 2 questions.
Okay.
This point is worth 2.
Okay.
Ferguson, Sir Alex,
Yeah.
has the 3rd highest win percentage amongst Man United managers at the time of recording. Can you name the 2 managers above him with a higher win percentage? A point per one. Give me 2 names. You're going to have to be clever with this one, because it's sneaky.
Yeah.
I know for a fact I don't think you'll get one of these.
I'm trying to think it through.
If I tell you, Fergie's win percentage was 59%.
Yeah, okay. The thing is, right, I'm thinking about this. I'm trying to think as logically as humanly possible about this.
Yeah.
Fergie was there for a long, long time.
So 59% looks amazing.
Yeah. But if someone was there for a shorter amount of time, like, say, post Sir Alex,
yeah,
they could have a better...
They could.
Yeah.
But it looks worse in 10 games or 8.
Yeah, exactly. So I have a feeling one of the sneaky ones might be post Sir Alex. Potentially.
I can tell you for a fact, at least one of these is post Sir Alex.
Right. I to be honest, I'm thinking pre Sir Alex, and there's no name in my head.
Not even Busby?
I don't think Busby is going to be one of them.
Okay, well I need 2 names.
I don't think I can give you 2 names.
I'll be honest, you got kind of close to one with logic. You got really close to one.
I think, right, if I'm thinking short stints at the club, I'm thinking post Sir Alex, I'm thinking Moyes, Van Gaal, Jose, Ollie, Ranieri, Eric. I don't think it's Eric. I'm gonna put that one out there.
You don't think this season you won more than 59% of your games?
Oh.
Have you won more than 59% of your games this season? Have you?
I don't know.
Do you think you've won more than you've lost?
Right. I'm gonna put it out there. I don't think it's Moyes.
Don't think it's Moyes.
Moyes is not the one. Then Louis van Gaal.
You think about it? Is this the kind of question I'd put in to enforce my Louis van Gaal agenda?
And you know what? I don't think you would. Van Gaal out.
I didn't just Google Louis van Gaal Man United stats.
Then I'm thinking Jose. Jose has potential. I'm just going to put him to the side.
Yeah.
Ollie. Now, Ollie did quite well. But did he lose did he not win a lot of games? Yes. I don't think it's Ralph Rangnick. I think we lost more games than we won and drew in that stint. Oh, Ollie, Jose.
I need 2 names. I'll be honest. You've mentioned one of them. There is one name which you haven't even discussed.
Oh, there is a name I haven't discussed, and his name is Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick, as Man United manager, didn't lose.
It's win percentage though.
Yeah, I know.
Percentage
but
games
he
they've
beat
won.
you. So I think he had 3 games in charge.
And he won 2, drew 1.
Yes.
Is
right.
Are you good at maths? Is that bigger than 59%? I don't know.
Right. I'm going to say that the one post Sir Alex is Michael Carrick.
That is one. I said there was at least one post Sir Alex. I didn't say that both of them weren't. I said at least one.
Because I don't think Matt Busby is. And I cannot, for the life of me, for some reason, think of another manager post Sir Alex right now, because I'm so stuck in this mindset of post Sir Alex that I'm going to go for Michael Carrick and Eric Ten Hag.
Correct.
That's correct.
Ten Hag currently has the highest win rate amongst Man United managers. It's in the 70s currently. Because he's only played one season and you're 3rd or 4th, whatever. Therefore, it's actually quite high.
The thing is, I didn't think about Eric because it was...
I really tried to help you there. I was like, I like how you ran off all the post managers and you forgot Giggs and Carrick.
Yeah.
Giggs was obviously awful. Giggs barely won a game. But Carrick, I was like, you didn't lose like Carrick.
But I think it's because we had like it's only a couple of games.
And also, Rangnick was appointed by the second game.
Yeah, exactly. So
it didn't feel like Carrick managed.
We were literally talking about Carrick yesterday, and me saying, you know,
yeah, I was gonna say, I thought like Carrick would be in your head, so I thought you'd get that one. But Ten Hag, you're like, he's not got a better win rate than Sir Alex. So I was like, he's only managed you one season. How many games have you lost this season? Like 5. You've drawn like 4. Like
logically, yes, it makes sense. No, I think about it.
Yeah, he's won like 7.
That probably took way too long.
That took way too long. I don't know if I'm going to cut it or not, but like I'll keep it there. And then your final question. We wasted so long on the second last question, but now we're going to go on to this will be your 10th point. Maguire is currently set to leave Man United. Yeah, shock. Looks like he's going to go to Aston Villa. It might have changed by the time this episode go out, but at the moment it looks like he might go to Aston Villa.
Yes.
But as of the time recording, discounting Aston Villa, how many clubs has he played for? And I'm going to put in here in brackets. This includes loans. How many clubs? Many clubs has Harry Maguire played for professionally?
Man United.
That's 1.
Leicester. Hull. Sheffield United. That's 4.
Has he had any loan deals? Have I just put including loan deals?
Just to sway me.
Just to annoy you. Or has he been on loan like 5 times or something? Or twice or 3 times? Who knows? Who knows?
I feel like there was a club. There is another club in there.
You think there's another club in there? That he paid for like permanently?
I don't know. I feel like he went on loan at least once.
Or is he so crucial to Sheffield United?
I'm going to go with 5 teams.
Well, Harry Maguire is the number 5, and he has played for 5 professional teams.
Yeah.
He went on loan to Wigan Athletic for a season while at Hull. Okay. They loaned him to Wigan, and he came back midway.
Yeah.
Came back. That was his final season at Hull, and then he went to Leicester and then joined your team and became captain. But he's now off to Aston Villa to make it his 6th team, and that is it. Mm-hmm. So as a result, you have got. Let me just check. 1,
probably an
2,
embarrassing figure.
3, 4, 5 correct.
5 correct.
5 out of 10.
But one of those was the 2, so 6.
No, I counted both points in there.
It's because you went 1, 2.
No, because I was like 2, 3 in that. But yeah, I think okay. You didn't get Anthony right. You didn't get okay. Midtjylland.
Yeah.
Wembley.
Yeah.
You got the Rooney game wrong. You got the score wrong. You got both managers.
Yeah.
Maguire.
Okay, cool.
You got 5.
Just like Harry Maguire, you got 5.
So yeah, looking back, just like Harry Maguire, the answer for you was 5 points. You got 5 out of 10. How do you feel?
I'm disappointed.
You're disappointed.
I'm disappointed. I'm gutted.
I mean, this is the new kind of way I think we should be doing quizzes. If it's one-on-one, if we're missing one person, I think we just drill them about their club and see if they actually are a good supporter. You know, 5 out of 10, considering I've given you some difficult ones there. Not too bad. I mean,
the average is probably 7.
I'm not going to lie, with the manager one, I did kind of help you a ton there.
Yes, you did.
I did ask you a shots per 90 question though, so I think you kind of deserved help. But yeah, I think that kind of rolls us out to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is our first recording since coming back. We've had a bit of fun. We've talked about things. We've both discussed that, Arsenal are going to win the league this season. And yeah, that definitely makes me more stressed than usual. And I can guarantee now, we are definitely going to lose to Oxford tonight now. But anyway.
But it's fine.
But it's fine because that helps our title run. But yeah. Anyway, we've been the Football in Question. Yeah. And hopefully we'll see you again.